Why are all these national big box installers going out of business? What does it say about the industry, and what does it mean for what comes next in the next 5 years? What do you think, Riley?
You know, it's a great question, Joe. If I had to really peel back the layers and give my opinion around why it's happening and what's happening and kind of the turning that we're seeing in the industry and consumers standing up for themselves, legislation being passed in many states, Nevada included, that are making things a little bit more difficult on the installer to have these potentially negative practices and better for the consumer. But I think that it boils down to not ill intent. I think that every one of these companies, going back to when these programs first started, when you look at the lease or the PPA being launched by Solar City or Sunrun back late early 2000s, the intentions were good, but over time what started to happen was expansion became the biggest goal of anything. At the same time, the curve for the homeowner on the cost of going solar, especially with a third party owned product, which is what all the national players are putting forward about 90% of the time, was not only heavily incentivized through commissions for these groups, but the rates that homeowners are paying were not based off the cost of solar whatsoever. And I think that that is what is leading to some of these national retailers starting to have to fold, starting to see things push back, because rather than progressing the industry, doing the right thing for the homeowner everywhere that they possibly can, taking care of them at a local and a regional level, it's more so which utilities can we chase, which ones are we guaranteed to have battery attachment in. If the utility in X state went up 8% last year, well, then our rates better go up 7.5%, as opposed to just chasing a great consumer experience with a product that can benefit them in the end.